So I'm here with Johanna Goode, our Director of Marketing, and she puts together our annual industry report. And from this information, Johanna is going to tell us 5 ways to help increase participation with your race.
Yeah, so a couple of them are pretty basic, I think, and things that maybe get overlooked. One is just looking at your website and really optimizing it for SEO. If you're using a RunSignup website, a lot of that's going to be done automatically, but you also want to go through and make sure that you have, where your race is, when it is, descriptions of your event. Make sure that it's really easy for Google to find information, because we see about 27% of all race website views come directly from Google searches. So that's how people are really finding your race. You want to make sure that that's done really, really well. Email is another one that, I think it gets overlooked because we all assume that it needs to be done. We got about 17% of transactions in 2023 came directly from RunSignup email. So if we factor in that other email platforms out there also exist, that's even higher. So it's really important that you are, sending your participants, past participants, information about the race, reminding them to sign up and giving them strong call to actions and reasons to sign up, such as a price increase or something, some big deadline that they need to hit. One of our longtime favorites is referral rewards. That's a program in which your participants get their own unique link and they can share that with friends. If they successfully refer a set number of participants to your race, then they can get a refund. So typically the way that we see that work is somewhere around, if you refer 5 people, you'll get $20 back. And this has been hugely successful over a lot of years. We have seen a slight decline in the transactions that come from referrals. And we know that that's because we've actually made it much easier for races to enable referrals. And so people are turning it on and not necessarily promoting it the way that they should. You should turn it on and you should promote it, because it's about $1.30 cost per acquisition, which is really, really low to get people to come to your race. That just means that when you turn it on, you also want to then go back to your website and add it in there, and you want to send out emails and remind your participants about it, so that they really are going out and trying to get to that referral reward. The fourth one that I'll note is teams. We have consistently seen 30 to 31% of participants joining teams when they're available. And I see teams as kind of dual marketing. So on the one hand, if you can give people a reason to join teams, and that can just be you want to have a social team there, you can also incentivize people with, either a refund if they get to a certain team size, or an on-site benefit like a tent or a porta potty. And when you're doing things like that and you're encouraging people to build a team, then you're encouraging them to invite their friends and their family. And then the flip side of that is when all those people show up together on race day, they're going to have a lot more fun because they're there with all of their favorite people. And when they have a lot more fun, they're going to be more likely to come back next year and also to invite even more people next year. The last one that I will note is built around, getting people who've been to your race before to come back, because the fewer of them you lose, the easier it is to grow your race. And I think a lot of people would be really surprised by just how few people actually return to your event year after year. We see an average of 16% of participants come back to the same event the following year. And that is a little bit misleading because that's coming back to the same race distance. So you may have someone who didn't come back to your marathon, but they did your half marathon the next year. So I would assume that that number across your whole race is a little bit higher. But even so, it's, I think, a lot lower than most races believe, because they see the people that they see every year, and they don't realize how many of them are not coming back. So a great way to go back and really bring back participants who've been coming to your event and make sure you don't have any more attrition is through loyalty programs. You want to set up either early registration or a discount or some sort of incentive for those people who've been to your race the previous year or the last 5 years, or whatever type of threshold you want to set. Give them a really special reward, and that both gives them a reason to come in and register, and it makes them feel special, and people like you more when you make them feel special.